Good day everyone, we are the group 8 and we're going to discuss the drug abuse. By the way, I am Thea Memellanes and I'm going to present the presentation overview and introduction. Our presentation overview is first, introduction, next, cause, next, risk factor, to be followed by symptoms, effects, prevention and control, of course, treatment and conclusion. Introduction. Drug abuse. The drug abuse, originally the term used popularly to describe dependence on a drug, was drug addiction. This term has been replaced by the World Health Organization with the term dependence. Drug dependence has become a severe social problem for its adverse effects upon our most precious resource, the Filipino youth. It is widespread not only among youngsters, but among men and women of desperate social, financial, or economic character. It is harmful. It ruins one's life. It breaks down character, leading to a cruel, what even suicide. Drug dependence has been found to be a common problem in metropolitan Manila and other large cities. So, what is drug? A drug is something that affects your body. Drug passes through the body and interferes with the brain's neurotransmitters. Drugs have been part of our culture since the middle of the last century. And also, a drug is any chemical substances which affects a person in such a way as to bring about psychological, emotional, or behavioral change. Drug abuse. Mikey and Robertson in 1975 entertained the view that particular social contexts may present opportunity for drug use, or they may present problems for which drug use appears as a potential solution. The fact that narcotics abuse is more than common in urban than in rural areas, for example, does not necessarily mean that rural inhabitants are better adjusted psychologically than their urban counterparts. It may simply mean that people in the cities are more likely to be exposed to narcotics and are therefore more likely to use them. Next is commonly abused drugs. So as you can see at the picture, there's a marijuana, solvent thinner or rugby, cocaine, heroin, alcohol, and etc. Sometimes seductive coffee and cigarettes can also be used to harmful excess. Next is why do people use drugs? And 5 causes of addiction, risk factors. So this part is for my next reporter. She will tackle this topic.
Good day everyone, my name is Layami Imandin and I'm the second reporter of Group 8. I will be continue to discussing about why people turn to drugs. So some people, especially teenagers, resort to drugs for a variety of reasons, among which are curiosity, due to misinformation and assurance from friends who claim to have enjoyed the experience. Some people experiment with recreational drugs out of curiosity to have a good time, because friends are doing it or to ease problems such as stress, anxiety, or depression. Second is pakikisama, so as to be accepted by their friends or barkadas. Third is security, because drugs give them self-confidence. Fourth is escape from boredom of bearing with the routine of everyday life. And lastly is escape from painful experience or some hurting memories. Common signs of drug abuse. There are several signs of drug abuse, and these are changes in behavior. Persons who before were cooperative, kind, and courteous become irritable, discourteous, defiant, and aggressive. Second is changes in appearance. Persons who are neat and well-dressed become unconcerned with their grooming and become slovenly in person, so more like wala na sila atiman sa ilang kagalingon and murag pabaya na. And they usually wear dark glasses and prefer to wear long sleeves, which they were not wearing it before. So before, healthy pa tan-awon pero kay nagagamit naman og drugs, they have now become thin, emaciated with pale skin, and the hair lacks luster, so more like mura nagmasakiton tan-awon. And the third is changes in mood. While the drugs affect last, dependence may be euphoric or accelerated. So some people can feel very low, anxious, or depressed after using drugs. Some drugs, particularly drugs like MDMA or cocaine, because of the chemicals they change in your body. Here are some risk factor of drug abuse. Regardless of your upbringing or moral code, many factors can raise your risk of becoming addicted to drugs. One of these are your genes. Drug addiction is more common in some families and likely involves genetic predisposition. So if you have a blood relative such as parent or sibling with alcohol or drug addiction, you are at greater risk of developing a drug addiction. Second is your mental health. If you have a mental health disorder such as depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, you are more likely to become addicted to drugs. Using drugs can become a way of coping with painful feelings such as anxiety, depression, and loneliness and make this problem even worse. And the third is family and social environment. The home environment has an important impact on a person's risk for a drug abuse and addiction. Teens are at greater risk if they live in chaotic homes where there is a little parental or adult supervision. This type of home environment can be the result of parents or older family members who suffers from mental disorder, engage in criminal behavior, or abuse drugs or alcohol. Effects of drug abuse. First is malnutrition. Stimulant use such as crack and cocaine reduces appetite and leads to weight loss and poor nutrition. Users of these drugs may stay up for days at a time. They may be dehydrated and have electrolyte imbalances during these episodes. Second is skin infection and skin rashes. The skin is the largest organ in the human body. Abusing drugs can have a wide array of effects in the skin, including sores, infections, inflammation, and even rotting of the skin. When an individual abuses substance, they can sustain many symptoms which can cause skin eruptions. Third is infectious disease. People who engage in drug use or high-risk behaviors associated with drug use put themselves at risk for contracting or transmitting viral infections such as human immunodeficiency virus or HIV, acquired immune deficiency syndrome or AIDS, or hepatitis. This is because viruses spread through blood or other body fluids. And the third is memory loss. So how they can lose memory? This medication prescription over-the-counter inhibit the actions of acetylcholine, a chemical messenger that mediates a wide range of functions in the body. In the brain, they inhibit activity in the memory and learning centers, which can lead to memory loss.
The next reporter is Hyacinth Manlimos.
Prevention and control to drugs addiction. Avoid undue peer pressure. A child should not be pressed unduly to do beyond his/her capacity by its study, sports, and etc. Organizing youth center. Drug addiction may be caused due to feeling of isolation, loneliness, anxiety, etc. Hence, social service organization and NGOs should be established youth center to overcome such feelings. Individual step. Send such a person who used drugs to rehabilitation facility. A humanistic form of treatment is said to be the most widely used and effective of all forms of treatment. Awareness and prevention must start at home with parents. The role of the government. Reduce in scale of unemployment. Drug cartel should be taken down and removed altogether. Treatment for drug addiction. Hospitalization, behavioral therapies, occupational therapy, change in PWD social environment. Solution to drug addiction. Psychological and psychiatrists agree that a happy family is the only solution to drug addiction. They share the view that many of the problems associated with the drugs can be prevented early in life by attention paid to improving environment.
Next is
Tips to overcome drug addiction. Surround yourself with supportive people. Find new hobbies. Exercise. Volunteer to any activities in your area. Eat well. Take it out. Meditate. Seek professional help.
so that would be all. Thank you for listening to our report.